Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Zoe's Treasures. I'm Tracy, and as always, I'm here with my husband Noel in the background doing all those graphics. So, thank you so much. Good morning, Southern Charm. Y'all, if I make no sense today, you're just going to have to forgive me. Hello, Forgotten Memories. I did not go to bed till 1:30 last night, which to some of you, happy Monday. Extending grace, hello, Granny, and hello, Granny. To some of you, 1:30 may be like a totally normal bedtime. To me, that's about, 4 hours past my normal bedtime. So I am beyond tired. I may not make a whole lot of sense. It is way past my bedtime, but we had the podcast. So we did our Sunday night YouTube podcast with Green 13 and I Love Discounts. And then my daughter had a cheer competition in DC. Well, since I had 2 raid trains and a podcast to do yesterday, you haven't even been to sleep yet? Oh my goodness, I feel for you. Just go take a nap. Just forget everything, go take a nap. I've already planned a nap, so we'll get to that in a second. She had a cheer comp, and because I was so overbooked, do you love Green 13? I do too. Because I was so overbooked, I stayed home. My son, he's 23, yes, I always got to do the math, took her down to DC. Well, he's from Florida. This is his first winter living up here in Pennsylvania in the snow. And of course, it decided, winter weather decided to have a big snowstorm yesterday. I was up way too late, freaking out, waiting for them to come home from DC. And I'm just sending a public service announcement to whoever schedules cheer comps. Do not schedule kids to have an award ceremony at 9:30 on a Sunday evening. It's stupid. There you go, public service message to cheer comp organizers, because I know they're all in here watching me, right? Good morning, I Love Discounts. If you guys, it is dumb. Ugh. Anyways, cheer. If you guys did not know, I Love Discounts won Battle of the Best yesterday. So big round of applause for them. Kudos to Tony and Lysandra. They had a diamond ring. That was amazing. And they won Battle of the Best. This is a big deal. Tony is a very competitive gentleman, and he has been trying to win Battle of the Best for over a year now. I finally won it, so congratulations. Well-deserved, well-earned. Southern Charm was on Battle of the Best, and she brought in an amazing e-pern. I got outbid, unfortunately, and my husband was asking me, because I was bidding on it, and I don't even know who I was bidding against. And he asked me, he's like, should we go higher? But then by the time I heard him and registered what he was saying and answered him, it was over and I lost it. So I'm a little sad, Southern Charm. If you find another one, please let me know. I did okay. So actually, I Love Discounts ended up buying the blue Delft plaques, and they did very well. So they sold for $200, which I was very, very happy with. I came in somewhere in the top 10. And don't let CG know this. This is a secret just between you and me. I didn't realize the wrap-up show was so early because I wasn't doing my due diligence and paying attention. So I missed the wrap-up show. So I have no idea where I ended up somewhere in the top 10 because quite a few people, I got messages during the podcast and then in my inbox. 8th, thank you, I Love Discounts, who told me congratulations in the top 10. And I'm like, okay, thank you. 8th. So 8th out of I don't know how many, 60, 70 sellers. Not too bad. I'll take it. I'll take 8th. I still think that's pretty good. 8th out of 61. That's that's cool. I'm happy with that. So you love the community competition? Yeah, I do too. The competitions are fun. Now, I've talked about Battle of the Best a lot. I don't feel bad about losing to a diamond ring. That's legit. I'm good. I did feel really bad when I lost to a rock and when I lost to Legos and when I lost to a plant. While those sellers brought amazing items for their category, they were wonderful items. They're wonderful sellers and wonderful items. Don't get me wrong. Not saying anything bad about them. But when I'm bringing you an antique and a plant wins over my antique, it just kind of makes me feel a little bad. But that is the name of the game. That is the competition. And we just come back next month and do it again. Lego people get so crazy. Speaking of Legos, have you guys seen that new one that came out? What is it? The Death Star one? There's a Lego that's how much? Like thousands of dollars. Like it's a whole Death Star. This thing is humongous. Good morning, Erin. I don't have a lot. I do have a few questions to ask you guys this morning. I've got a few things we could talk about. Yeah, I don't want to lose to a rock. In all fairness, it was a crystal, not just a rock. I'm calling it a rock, but the crystal people are rolling over in their graves. They are cursing me right now for calling it a rock. It was a crystal. It looked like a rock on one side, but the other side was very beautiful and shiny and glittery and all the things. I just choose to focus on the rock side. But I guess that's kind of like life. You can, focus on the rock side, or you could focus on the glittery, shiny side. It's up to you. Technically, I did lose to a rock yesterday, but look, it was a diamond rock cut and set in gold, a little bit different. I'm okay with that. Your wife's getting into crystals. I understand why you lose to one. Yeah, I mean, they're beautiful. They're not like, I don't have any in my house. It's not like something I collect, but there's some absolutely beautiful ones. Speaking of rocks, crystals, this weekend while in DC, if you've ever been to a chair comp, because I did take my daughter on Saturday, basically you go and you sit for like 10 hours. So we left our house at 9:30. We got there around 11:30, 12, and we were there till 10 o'clock at night. And she competed a total of full 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes twice. So the rest of the time we're just waiting. So while she's doing her warm-ups and all of that, I got to go walk around, and I went over to the Smithsonian for a little bit because we were just down the street from the Smithsonian, and went and looked at all the gorgeous gems and the rocks. And I am officially obsessed and in love with yellow diamonds at this point. They are probably far out of my price range, but I don't know if I've ever seen a yellow diamond besides in a museum before. I don't know if I've ever actually seen one that somebody's wearing, but I saw them at the Smithsonian, and now I want a yellow diamond. So, honey, I know you're listening to me. Should I talk into the microphone? I want a yellow diamond. But we'll just keep saying that over and over. Yes. And I don't even wear like a lot of jewelry. I mean, I'm pretty basic with my jewelry. We have some really cool stuff coming up. Before we get into that, I do have some items in the bin. I see you guys are making pre-bits. Thank you so much. We'll get right to those in just a minute. And coupon codes today, number 9 and 2. If you have these cards, you can have, are they backwards again? I always do them backwards. If you have 9 and 2, $5 free, put those two codes together for $5 off today. Need to sell, oh yeah, I need to sell a lot of vintage decor for that. Speaking of vintage decor, I had my show on Friday night, the one where I kind of redid my whole dining room. And that was pretty cool. We had some issues to overcome. So if you're new and you're like, oh, my lighting wasn't right or this wasn't right, it happens to all of us. It is not like a unique thing just to be new. I've been here a little over 2 years now. And I realized when we were doing that show that as much as I love the lighting, as much as I love the setup, we had some serious lighting issues that we will fix if we ever do it again. I'm still debating if I'm going to do a show like that again. I liked the novelty of it and kind of just something different for myself. However, my dining room is still tore apart. I still have all of my normal decor spread out in 2 other rooms, and I'm trying to get my life back in order, my dining room back in order. But I don't know. We'll see. Overall, though, it was like if I just look at the metrics of the show, it was pretty good, and so I'm not upset with that. It was a lot of work. Did it look like an old movie? Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but I felt, and I was discussing this with my husband afterwards. So this is a normal process that we do. Thank you so much, Alex Discounts. And this is a normal process that we do. After every show, we debrief with each other. Now, it's not like we sit down at a conference room table with pen and paper and write out stuff, but the coloring was off, yes. So we always have a discussion. What went well? What do we need to fix for next time? And the lighting was definitely something we need to fix. So and I would say everybody should do that. You should always take a minute. I say rewatch your shows. I don't rewatch them as much as my husband does. He'll rewatch them almost every single time. Rewatch your shows, but do a debrief. What went wrong? What can you fix? So from every single show, there's something you can learn. There is not one show in 2 years. There has not been one show that we haven't come up with something that we want to fix. You still struggle with lighting. Yeah, it's hard. I'm in our studio. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 specialty lights and then the regular overhead lights. And like right now, it's kind of okay. It's a little bright for me. It's hard. It's hard to get it right, and it's definitely not my thing. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. New here. If you do the buy it now, does shipping? It does. So 8 Alpha, first of all, welcome. Welcome to Whatnot, and welcome to Zoe's Treasures. Yes, it does. During a show, anything you purchase from the bin or from the auctions, they will all bundle together. And Whatnot does that automatically, which is really cool. So speaking of the bin, we do have a few pre-bids. Let's go ahead and do those really quick, and then we'll keep talking, because I do have something I want to ask you guys about. So our first item is a Fenton. Is this Fenton? I'm pretty sure it's Fenton. Yes, it is. A Fenton bell. So we have a Fenton butterfly bell. It is a frosted glass. There's your painted on butterfly. There is your sticker on there. Light, speaking of light, is shining on there. It is a great shape, no chips or cracks, has the little thing on the inside, so it works good. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. This is normal bell size, normal collector bell size of just over 5 inches. And we're going to go ahead and run that. We like to do 10 seconds, 2 second, 3 second restart. Let's do 3. And that's up and going. Thank you for your pre-bids. So I was thinking I'll wait till this runs out and then we'll talk some more. Ranch Hand Finds, thank you so much. That is going to you.
Thank you.
We're going to do 3 things and then we'll go back to talking a little bit more. This is a Goebel. Am I saying that right? Goeb. I can't read it. Let's see. Let's show you on it, see if we can see the mark. Can you zoom in on that, honey? Goebel, I'm pretty sure I spelled it incorrectly in the, maybe I didn't. There it is. You can see, no, it looks like I spelled it right. There's the mark on there. This is not a chip that is flat because of the way it sits with its tail. It sits perfectly. Porcelain owl. So if you're an owl collector, this is a real pretty guy. So you have the owl sitting on a little white branch. I love the look on its face. We have owls that look like this around where I live. We see them every now and then. We're going to get that going. It is 3 inches tall, so it's not a huge one. It's, 3 inches. And that's running right now. It is cute. I love owls. I think owls are pretty cool. My grandmother collected owls. Grammy, that is going to you. Thank you so much. When I was a little girl, my grandmother, and I was an only child. I am an only child. I am an only child. And when I was a little girl, my grandma, who I just idolized, I looked up to this woman. I thought she was so fancy and so classy. Back in the day, I mean, we're talking quite a long time ago, she was an executive at a company in San Francisco. And I remember when I was really little and I would go and visit her, and she would get dressed up in her business suits and her heels to go to work every day just right. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. Just thought that was like the thing. Yes, like boss lady way back. And she collected owls, and she had owls like what we just shown, and little glass ones, all kinds, all over her house. So every time I see an owl, I think of her, to the point where I have an owl tattoo. A lot of people don't know. You've seen a couple of my tattoos, but my right calf, my whole right calf is an owl tattoo, pretty much in honor of her. There you go. There is my fact of the day, something you guys probably did not know about me, and you probably never needed to know, but now you do. All right, we have a little creamer. This is going to be the last one we do, just for a few minutes. We'll talk, and then we'll come back to this. This is like the restaurant type ware, nice and thick one. It does say China right here, but not like made in China. It's not like a made in China, there you go, sticker. It's like embossed on there. No chips or cracks. It's nice and thick. And we're going to go ahead and run that. And that's going right now. And that one is 3 inches. I have been working on pre-listing a lot more. I used to pre-list a long time ago. That was how I started on Whatnot. I pre-listed everything. The Bird Theory, thank you so much. All right, we'll come back. We'll do some more of the pre-bids in just a little bit. So I used to pre-list everything when I first started on Whatnot. And it's actually for new sellers. You're very welcome. Well, thank you. For new sellers, I think pre-listing is really good, mainly for the fact that when you pre-list and you go to ship, you have the exact picture and description of the item. So it makes shipping a little bit easier. It takes off that need to have a system of tagging or putting a number or a label onto your items. So I think for new sellers, pre-listing is a wonderful idea. Inefficiency wise, it takes time. I mean, it's not always the fastest thing. So when I was new, I would pre-list everything. And then kind of as things happen on Whatnot, you're like, oh, I need to do another show or this show, or you start to sell more items. And you're like, okay, pre-listing takes a lot of time, takes time to take those pictures, make the descriptions, all of that good stuff. So I got away from it. Well, recently, due to this show mainly, I've started pre-listing again. It is a pain, Southern Charm. I do agree. We're going to talk about how to make it easier in a second. So I started pre-listing again to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it another shot back on my, if you're selling baby clothes, isn't it easier? You could. And I am not against random listings. I've been doing randoms forever. I'm going back to pre-listings because I kind of want to see if it encourages more pre-bids or not. Part of it is just kind of out of curiosity. Part of it is being a little more strategic in what I'm doing and being a little more curated in my Saturday shows. I already felt that they were curated. But this, I'm just we're testing things out here, as you should when you're a business owner. A nappy dish. Oh, I don't have mine out here. So a nappy dish is like a saucer with a little handle. And they used to use them. Did I bring it out here? Where did you put it, my love? Oh, there it is. It's right behind me. Here we go. This is a nappy dish. For the person asking, it's already scrolled past, so I can't see your name anymore. And it has a little handle. So it used to be, Jenny loves vintage. There you go. My husband's reminding me who asked the question. And it is with the handle. Now, what you use it for, I don't know if anybody's already answered you, is a good guess. Your guess is as good as mine. I would think you would use it to put the name nappy dish, to me, suggest, like when you would walk around with like a little warm towel that they would take. However, I think maybe it could be appetizers. Anyways, it is some type of serving dish that I would assume you would hold and have somebody select something from.
Thank you, Millicent.
Did Millicent answer it for me? Okay, now I need to go Google the exact use of a nappy dish. But it's a dish with a handle. They're pretty. They look really great. Nowadays, they look really great as a little trinket dish. Really cute, like in your bathroom or something. Oh, you did? You just tagged Jenna. Thank you. Was it for candles? I don't know. I'm going to go Google now. Now I am on a mission to find out the exact, like why they were designed, like what is the exact initial use of a nappy dish. But that's the coolest thing about vintage. And I know all of you guys probably already know this and do this. But you could take anything and turn it into a use for something else. That is my favorite thing, is to have stuff that is used for one purpose, but you repurpose it to use it for something else. And I'm not talking about like tearing it apart and rebuilding it, just using it in a totally unique and different way around the house. I think that's the coolest thing. Oh, there we go. My husband's reminding me that I haven't done any giveaways. Thank you, honey. I told you I didn't get any sleep today. All right, giveaways today are CEO affirmation cards. See if I can pick mine up. Okay, there we go. We've got a couple answers. Thank you guys for being originally used as a berry bowl or sauce dish. They became popular for serving small items on dining or tea tables. Thank you. There you go. Now I don't have to go look it up, and I've already learned something.
Thank you, Kimi.
You like Whatnot giveies? Oh, you like me even without giveies? Thank you so much. The giveaway today, though, is a CEO affirmation card. These go with my Friday morning chat shows. You'll get a random week. I just have a bunch that I pick from for my giveaways, and a vintage postcard. That is all the giveaways that we're doing. It's usually what I do during these shows. Kind of what I've been doing lately. All right, I have a question for you. I actually jotted down. Oh, before I have the question, I have to talk about really quick. Look, I love discounts. Don't be disappointed. I did make a few notes because I'm tired and I'm not going to remember everything. Wednesday night is New Seller Surge Raid Train. So this is a raid train that I conduct for people who have less than 1,000 sales. Now, some of the people I'm about to mention may be over 1,000, but we have been booking a couple months out. So they may have like put in their requests like 2 or 3 months ago when they were under 1,000. So that's why they may be on this list if you go and look at them. So it's a new seller surge, new for new sellers, and they get 20-minute spots. It's a 3-hour train. It's on Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Sorry, it's this Wednesday. And the goal is for new sellers to try something new. So they've got to try either a random listing, a pre-listing, or they have to do something, and they have to run one item for $1. It doesn't have to be a banger. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. The fact is to get over that fear of running something for $1. And not that I'm pushing dollars, but I think that all of us should try everything at least once in some capacity to make an educated decision on if that's something we want to do or not. So Basement Brats Arts is going to kick us off at 6 o'clock. Then we're going to have Boho Vintage MKE. Boho Vintage is the only one who does not have a show scheduled. I will be calling you. If you are here, go schedule your show. Jilly Bear's Thrifted Finds at 6:40. Heather Lip 09 at 7. And Bama Thrifting Sisters at 7:20. We have a double booking. I've got to get somebody to move their show because we also have Kerr Smith 68 probably at 7:40. So these are all new sellers, you guys, and I don't expect you to remember their names. You can search New Seller Surge if you're interested in following along, and it is a cross-category raid train. So if anybody is interested in being on the train, this time is full, February's full, but just send me a message and I'll send you a sign up for the first future month that we have openings, or put you on the wait list. If somebody cancels, then you get moved up quicker. But it is one we do on the last Wednesday of every single month, and it's really just about learning to be on a train. What am I missing? I'm getting the signal from my husband. Let's see, a nappy dish was a catch-all dish used as a trinket dish on a dresser. Nice. How do you get on the list? There you go. Just message me. Just message me and we'll get you on the list. So, and the way I normally do it is it's just first come, first serve. And then if somebody cancels for 1 month, whoever's in the following month, I kind of send a message to and say, hey, I've got an opening, first come, first serve, go sign up. So it's not about, no, I love discounts. No, just no, because I am not going to say that name like a million times.
Is hit discounts. What are you talking about?
I can say that. Is hit discounts. There you go. So that's how we do it. It's not based on popularity, based on who I like the most. It's all just first come, first serve. This is the month. This is the sign up. I just feel that's the fairest way to do it. And then I try to talk about you in the week prior as much as I can. Last month, I got to give these people credit. You may recognize the name Basement Brats Art from last month. I did, because during the train last month, I got really, really sick. Like I could not function in bed sick for a couple of days for that train. And that's not good when you're the one conducting a train. I was so sick to the point where I was not out of bed. I could not do anything. They carried on without me, and I offered anybody there another spot if they wanted. So we do have a returning person, which in all fairness, because I did not do them justice like I should have last month. And that giveaway is about to go. Who's going to win that first giveaway? Forgotten Memories. You got that giveaway. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Let's start another one. All right, let's go back. We're going to do a couple of more items from the. I'm sorry, my love. No? Okay. I'm getting the look. I'm getting like, you didn't do something. What all goes into hosting a raid train? Great question. Some people do better than others. I'm probably in mid-range. I'm not like CG Boomerang Echo level by no means. So what goes into hosting a raid train is, one, you've got to first you got to come up with an idea, preferably something unique as possible. You have the same raid trains every single month, and like the battle trains are cool because you get different people and you're like competing for something. But some of the trains, they've been around for so long, you're kind of like, yeah, I've saw that 20 times. No spread. I do not have a spreadsheet. Well, no, I take that back. I do have a spreadsheet that I go from Sign Up Genius to the spreadsheet each month, and it's just like I have tabs for every month so I can keep track of who was on the train. But I don't score people. I don't do all that. So As Southern Charm just mentioned, a spreadsheet. You don't have to do a spreadsheet, but you got to create, come up with a theme, come up with something unique, and then you recruit people. So you can go out and ask individually. You can make it kind of like open to everybody. That's up to you on how you want to do it. Some raid train conductors are very, very particular, like only certain people, like they will be very, like they go and like vet people and say, okay, you know what you're doing. The more fast-paced, kind of high stakes raid train, the more they're going to do a vetting process. Because as a conductor, you don't want somebody who's not going to follow rules. You don't want somebody who's going to raid late, not show up, not sell the right thing, or not follow your rules. And so that's the other thing. You get to set your rules. Some conductors are very stringent and they say you got to do a certain number of giveaways for a certain value. You have to sell this, you've got to do that. No other shows during the raid train, which is kind of just basic etiquette. And other conductors are kind of like, hey, I just want you to do this and then go have fun. So every raid train has different rules. You need to make sure if you are signing up for one that you are reading those and that you are cool with complying with those rules. Because if you don't, you probably will never get invited back. So then you invite people, they sign up. You need to promote the raid train. You need to talk about it, put it on your socials, talk about it on your shows, and then you keep it organized. You have to make sure you're communicating, setting up group chats, communicating with the people on the train, and be ready to step in. You've got to be ready to, you will get people who cancel. Some people cancel well in advance. They're like 3 weeks out, hey, something's come up, and you're like, oh, thank goodness you gave me 3 weeks notice. Thank you so much. And then other people will cancel 5 minutes before they're supposed to go on. So some require you not to do other shows the same day. And that's a very common one. Google Forms is free and can import into a spreadsheet. Oh, thank you, Forgotten Memories. That's a really good tip. What else am I missing? Nope. Okay. I'm caught up. What did I love discount say? Oh, yes. CG Boomerang. Thank you. I was getting there eventually. I was given my version though. But I love discounts did put in CG Boomerang Echo. She is the raid train queen. I host one with her. We'll talk about that in a second. She does a raid train 101 where everything I just talked about and more, she talks about in detail. Is it Thursday night still? So I think it's Thursday nights where she talks in depth about raid trains and you can ask questions. So it's really just managing. It's keeping everything organized, being there the day of the train, usually kicking it off, wrapping it up, that type of thing. There she is. And speaking of, CG Boomerang Echo is right there. We were just talking about raid trains. We got a question that what goes into conducting a raid train, and I gave my very brief synopsis. And I Love Discounts said, go see CG Boomerang.
Good morning, Miss CG.
Set not best. Hold on, you're probably correcting something. Oh, you need to watch raid trains and see if the host is a leader or just a setup person, because it helps if they follow the whole day. Absolutely, that's the other thing. As a host, you have to usually recruit some type of a mod to help you, depending on the complexity of the train. So you usually recruit a mod, but you should be on that train, like paying attention to it. If you've recruited this people, it's your idea, you set it up, your name's attached to it, you should be following that train all day long. Or you get a partner and you guys trade off duties to follow that train. But you should not do like I did last month when I was sick in bed and let them run by themselves. That was a huge failure on my part, which I apologized a million times for. I was really, really sick. What she's even doing here. So go see CG Boomerang Echo. But speaking of that, I did get to partner with CG Boomerang Echo. Who's going to get this giveaway? 8 Alpha 21. Congratulations. Thank you for being here today.
Congratulations.
That's a special situation. It was a special situation. It was very unique for me. I am, y'all know me. If I say I'm going to be here at 7 o'clock, it may occasionally be 7:01, but I am here. So anyways, I want to go back to, I am partnering with CG Boomerang Echo this Tuesday night. It is the Big Kahuna's raid train. I do know that we have one person, at least one in the chat this morning that is on that train. So go ahead and throw some emojis in there. This is the Big Kahuna. So the Big Kahuna's raid train is exactly what it says. Who is going to be the Big Kahuna of whatnot? Currently, the current title is held by TBC Productions. This is another battle train, except sellers have 20 minutes. There's only 6 or 8 sellers. I've got to think off the top of my head. It is Tuesday evening. Southern Charm, who's also in the chat, she mods. And this is not one of those, oh, I'll just hang out and put a couple of comments in the box. This is like an intense. It's Southern Charm, her husband helps out, and then I'm modding at the same time. I'm more kind of keeping score. I don't mod so much, and my husband's helping me keep score. It is a lot of work. So these sellers have to have 20,000 followers, 15,000 sales, 4.8 rating. What is it? Oh, and less than 2 days shipping, on-time shipping, to even be considered before you'll even be invited. This isn't an open sign up. You can only get on this train if you meet those requirements and you are invited to the train. So CG and I, mainly CG, she does so much more of the work, go out and look for sellers. And we watch a show and we see, do we like their style? Would they be a good fit? It is a cross-category train. Do they meet these requirements? And then they are invited to participate in the train. Then they battle it out. They get points for every item they sell is 1 point out of the bin or auction tap. So 1 point for each item, 1 point for every dollar that they make that night, no matter where they make the dollars from. Tips do not count. 1 point. And then they get 10 points for every raid that has, is it 10 points? Yeah, 10 points for every raid that has at least 10 people in it. And they can only get those 10 points one time from the same person. So it's 10 points for 10 or more. And like if Bob raids in to I Love Discounts with 10 people, that's the points. Bob can't go and do another show and raid again. It's only counted each one. Yes, 10 or more. So what this does, that type of point system, it levels the playing field. So think about this. You can have some high-end jewelry person, because they're out there who sells jewelry at $400, $500, sell 2 or 3 pieces of jewelry, go against somebody who's one of like the liquidating sellers who sells, 1,000 items really, really fast, right? So it kind of levels that playing field. In the background, though, Southern Charm, her husband, me and my husband are keeping score. We have to log every single raid and how many people they came in with to see if it counts. And then behind the scenes, after each person is done and they go on to the next, we're comparing our list to double check each other to make sure that nothing was missed and we're being fair. But on top of it, the coolest part about this, and this is something that CG has been doing just this year with her raid trains, there is going to be a VIP after party. And only special people get invited to this VIP after party, hence the name VIP. In order to get to this party, you have to be a person that raids with 10 people. So this is one of the reasons why we need to write down the exact name, not just count the raids. So if you're a seller and you raid into one of the people on the train with 10 or more people, you're going to get invited to the after party. The after party is just a giveaway. It's just a show that runs about 15, 20 minutes, and all CG does is giveaways during the show. Or if you are a buyer and you're like, hey, this is cool, but I'm not a seller. I can't raid you. How do I get invited to this party? You can go to CG Boomerang's Echo's website and vote for who you think is going to win. So the voting is already up. And if you go to her website, you can see who's there. We're going to pull it up and show you. And you can vote. And if you pick the winner of the train, you're going to get an invite to this party too. The party is not on the same night. It's usually at the end of the week. So we do the train tomorrow night, Tuesday. The party is usually scheduled for Thursday or Friday. So there's her. It's boomerangecho.com. And then you're going to scroll down to the big kahunas. There we go. That's what it looks like. And you keep scrolling. And there is a vote right there. Pick the winner. So you could, is it either pick the winner or vote for the winner? Click on one of those and you'll see who they are. Can you click on one? We won't vote because that's not fair for us to vote. But let's scroll down. Do we see who the names are? Who is everybody who's going to be on this train tomorrow night? Keep going, keep going. All right, here we go. Study of Sweets. TBC Productions is the reigning champion. And whoever the champion is gets to come back the next month and to see how long they can keep their title. Are you joining the meetup? That's so cool. Yes, if you guys can go to a meetup, absolutely do it. MK loves, I can't read it from here. MK loves Cabernet. Philly Flipper. Spiritual, speaking of rocks, Spiritual Supply Co. Curated and Caffeinated. Sugar Hill Market. And I Love Discounts. So if you are a seller and you're like, oh, this person's my favorite person, think about, do you want to raid into them? I can't make suggestions. I have to be completely opinion free, so as not to tamper with the validity of the competition. But if one of those people is your favorite people, and you know what, you don't have to raid just one. You can do a raid for every single one. That counts. You can raid more than once to different people. So you could do I Love Get Discounts, TBC Productions, Spiritual Supply Co. So figure out your raids, get them set up, start getting your people so you can go and raid and help a seller win. Or if you're a buyer, go vote for one of them, whoever you think. So TBC Productions has been very strategic over this past month. They have been holding shows to talk about it, to gather people to raid. I Love Discounts is putting their bid in the running there. So it's fun. And I'm curious to see, we just started this. January is the first month. It's only the second month of this raid train. I'm really curious to see what is the longest somebody's going to go, like keeping that title. Who's really going to be? And then whoever wins, CG makes them a special like thumbnail they get to put up on their for their show. So it's pretty cool. It's a neat concept. We're really excited to like be a part of it. Thank you so much, Gonzo Designs. I appreciate that. That is very sweet of you. All right, with that, I talked a lot. Let's go check our pre-bids here. I see a couple of them. Let's get to that. So I hate to keep people waiting for too long, and I know I have a tendency to ramble. So let's do this adorable little bunny. It is almost Easter, and this guy is so stinking cute. Look at him. He just looks so bashful and shy. Does this remind you, who is it, Thumper? Where's Thumper from? Bambi? Does this remind you of Thumper? It does me. It is like a little ceramic figurine. It may be hand painted. It says TP right there, so I do not know if that means it's hand painted. I'm guessing it does. We're going to go ahead and run. Run, Thumper. We're going to call this guy Thumper. Up and going. Thank you so much for your pre-bid, you guys. I appreciate it very, very much. And 8 Alpha 21, that is going to you. Thank you. The next one we have is from my collection. You know,
its way to you.
Almost every Monday or Wednesday, I have been bringing something from my Pink Azalea collection that I am just slowly getting rid of. Today we have what is called, I've seen it called two different things, a whipped cream bowl or like a mayo bowl, like a condiment bowl. I have seen it referred to as a whipped cream bowl far more, so that's what I am going with. And so let me pin it. This is Noritake Pink Azalea. This is hand painted. It has the original stamps. New raid train that's been incredible. Oh, neat. Good morning, the Squirrel Shop. And it comes with the matching little spoon. It's even stamped too. They are in great condition. Very minimal paint wear on the gold, which is normal for things that are that old. Look, oh, there. Look at Honey, I got it right. He's always like directing me. And this one is up and running. And you know what I really love about it? It has 3 feet. 3 feet just makes everything better. Right off the bat. Ranchan Finds, thank you so much and congratulations. All right, one more item and then we'll talk some more. Let's do this blue one because I think that's been sitting there for a while. We have, I'm going to say this is hand blown. It has a really rough pontil on the bottom, which leads me to think that it was hand blown. And you can see some bubbles in throughout it. It looks like a swirled, like that glass is just twisted right up. Little glass creamer. That is the, we can kind of see that pontil there. There we go. And the top of it looks like that. We're going to go ahead and run this 3 inches tall, so normal creamer size. And that's going right now. Really deep blue, cobalt blue, which is such a pretty color for glass. Kate's Corner, thank you so much. All right, I see the other pre-bids. We're going to come back to those in just a minute. You guys, you know what's coming up? I can't wait. Next week. And I passed a milestone last night. I was very, very I got really excited. Right before I went to bed, it was like the last thing I looked at before I went to bed last night at like 1:30 in the morning, is Ledger to Leadership. I'm not going to should push the whole book here, but Ledger to Leadership, you guys, this is the accounting course that starts next Monday night, 6:30 p.m. So I am running a 12-week accounting course. This is the book that goes along with it. You can attend without buying the book. You can just show up for free on Whatnot. However, the book has worksheets, exercises, kind of follows along with the talk, has the core content like notes of what we're talking about every single week. The book is in the bin along with a PDF if you're more of an electronic type person or you want to print it yourself. It is in black and white. No, it's in, the PDF has color in it, but you can print it in black and white and it looks just fine. Thank you so much, Kimmy D. Where am I putting my stuff? So it starts Monday night at 6:30. It is going to be also multicast to YouTube. So if 6:30 doesn't work for you, you can always go and watch it on YouTube. If you are a reseller and just are kind of like, I'm not so sure about my accounting. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't know how to use the numbers in a useful way for me. I want to do more than just to keep records so I can do taxes at the end of the year. I want to make this really good, useful information. Come check out these shows. It is going to be every Monday night for 12 weeks. We're going to start with your basic accounting equation. We're going to start with what's the foundation to all of this and work up from there. By the end of the 12 weeks, you will have created an income statement and a balance sheet for your business using your numbers. And it's not like you have to share your numbers with me or anything because that's your private information. But I'm going to walk you through how to do that. And then not only are you going to create an income statement and a balance sheet, you're going to be able to use those numbers. We're going to talk about formulas. We're going to talk about, okay, I have this information. How do I make it useful? What do I look at? What do I compare with what? How do I take that and make it something that I can use for decisions in my business? So, well, good, Forgotten Memories. I'm glad. I can't wait to see you guys there. So the milestone, I hit 100 bookmarks last night. I know bookmarks do not equal the people that are going to show up, but it was kind of like, you know what? Accounting's not, it's a little bit different of a Whatnot show, right? I'm not talking about hints or tips of how to run your show. It's accounting. It's not the most fun subject to people. A lot of people don't like numbers, but we're not going to be doing a lot of math. I promise you, we were doing debits and credits, but it's going to be super simple. This isn't college level stuff. It is what you need just for a reselling business. So I've really focused it in. The other thing I want to make a point of, and I'm making a point of it because I saw a big post on Facebook in one of the Facebook groups. I know, I should stay away. That they were like, oh, these people who sell PDFs and sell stuff, they just get it from ChatGPT. No. You know what? Yeah, there are a lot of people that take something from ChatGPT and try to sell it to you for way ridiculously overpriced amounts. I totally agree. The people are out there, don't buy it. However, I wrote that book. Did I use ChatGPT to help me organize my thoughts, maybe help me say something in a more eloquent way than what I can say it? Absolutely, I did. I used it in the manner that it should be used for. But that book comes from my education and my experience as a CPA. So that's that. I can't wait to see everybody there. I'm really excited about it. It is starting on Monday. I've been talking about it for weeks. And then after that, after those 12 weeks, I'm already working on an 8-week. I'm going to do a 2-week break, and then we're going to do like an 8-week session. And I'm really leaning towards, I asked for suggestions, and I'm really leaning towards doing time blocking and time management. So I think that's what we're going to go to after accounting. We're going to lean into a little bit of the time management stuff. I think the certification will make up for the, thank you so much. I hope so too. You know what? And speaking of ChatGPT, I'm not against it. I am against if it is like a purely copy-paste situation. I'm not against it in using it in a way to enhance, help, create ideas, organize. Those are ways that you're supposed to use it. I think that's a normal use. Do you like the time management? Yeah, somebody suggested it and I'm like, oh, I really kind of like that. And time blocking is something I do in my own life. So I'm already has been something that I've been super interested in for a long time. So anyways, back to ChatGPT. I'm not against it. I just think it should be used right. And you shouldn't sell stuff that you don't vet or have an experience in some way, shape, or form. That's just my own thing. There's also people who will say, oh, well, we'll give you an assessment of your page or whatever. And like legit just pull up ChatGPT like while they're talking to you. Like, and make no hidden qualms about it. I don't think that's cool because you know what? You guys have access to ChatGPT just as much as the next guy. Go do it yourself. And don't say that in a mean way, like go do it yourself, but why pay somebody for something that simple that you could physically do, right? So that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it for what it is. Yeah, I thank you guys for agreeing with some of that. It just kind of bugs me. And obviously it bugs other people because it bugs other people enough where they went and put it on Facebook. And then, of course, I had to answer. I'm like, hey, look, I sell stuff, but I don't just copy paste. Like, you know. Okay, let's do the nappy dish. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. If you guys are buying any PDFs, just make sure you DM your email. My husband's pretty good about getting those out. He does all of that type of stuff on the back end. And he's really good about sending them out very quickly. Occasionally, it's only very rare. It may take a couple of hours, but he's pretty good.
I try.
He tries. He does good. All right, we're going to do the nappy dish. And this is a pretty one, you guys. And this one, I'm pretty sure it says Japan. Yes, hand-painted Japan. I'm going to hold it so they can see how pretty it is. So we're going to do this nappy dish. Look at the painting on there. Isn't that pretty? We do have a little paintware. You can see just a little bit of paintware in there. But it is a really pretty nappy dish, and there's your Japan, hand painted in Japan.
Thank you, Biker Lily.
I like his voice too. I actually, kind of find it kind of sexy, but he's my husband, so that's okay. I could say that legit. And the nappy dish is up and running. Thank you for your bids. He prefers executive assistant. No, he prefers like God of everything. The bird theory, thank you so much.
That is not true. I am the wizard behind the curtain.
The wizard behind the curtain. Yes, let's do these salt and peppers and then we'll talk about the wizard behind the curtain.
On its way to you.
All right. Amber glass, you guys. This one, are these ones from? No, these are from my collection. Oh. He's also the producer of the show and yells at me. Well, he doesn't yell at me. He yells at me in sign language. Did you guys know there is a way to yell at somebody in sign language? My husband does it every show because he's sitting over there doing his hand motions. All right, we have Amber Glass. Oh, yes. I know, you need to see him in the bubble. I keep telling him that. Thank you so much, 8 Alpha. Appreciate that. Amber Glass with the metal tops. They do screw off. A tad bit of tarnish there. I think you can probably shine that up. It's just on that one, a little bit of tarnish. They are in good shape, though. No chips or cracks. They're like good, substantial, thick glass. We're going to go ahead and run those. And they're going right now. I like salt and pepper shakers without the little stoppers at the bottom because then that way it's one less piece to lose. And Gonzo Designs, thank you so much. Those are heading your way. He did so. Story. My husband's retired. He is retired military, so he did his 20 years. He is a veteran, and he also had another position that he worked for quite a long time, and he is officially retired. I only know one angry sign language sign. Yeah, me too. But when I do that to my husband, he doesn't like it. So I gotta be careful. And
thank you, Ranch and Find.
He
thank you, guys.
He is now retired completely, except that he works for free. You see all those memes where it's like, my wife started a business and this is what free labor looks like? That's my husband. Every day I have a list. I'm like, can you do this? Can you do that?
Oh, no. This is the kicker. Honey, I have an idea.
He hates it. I do. I'll come to him like, I'll wake up in the morning. The first thing I say, before I even say good morning, I'm like, I've got an idea. And he just instantly goes like this. Do any of your spouses do that? You're like, I've got an idea. And they're like, oh my gosh, no, what's about to come out of your mouth? I know, but hearing it, yeah. Yes, yours, birthday, yes.
Good morning, wise old lady.
Are both retired veterans. Well, thank you so much, 8 Alpha. And 1 million ideas. I am always, and I am sure you guys, if you are sellers on Whatnot, you are probably, just the fact that you come to Whatnot to sell, to me says that you have a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit in you. And usually people who have a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit have a lot of ideas. We always want the next biggest, greatest, best ways to improve things. And it just never ends. Yep, ideas all day long. The hard part about it is narrowing down those ideas to what is really feasible, what is it, and then what really fits in what you're doing, right? So he is my voice of reason because I would build ladders to up into the clouds if I could, just to see what's up there. That's the type of craziness that goes on in my head. And he keeps me grounded. I often tell him, I'm like, how come every time I come with an idea, you just have all these negative things to say about it? It's not really negative. He plays devil's advocate to make me be like, oh yeah, that's probably not the best idea today. Thank you so much, Grammy. I am happy you found us too. It is a nice balance. Working with your spouse, many of us can attest to, working with your spouse is difficult, but we both worked from home for these last few years, so we're kind of used to it. So we are around each other 24/7 for the most part, and we make it work. My husband pins all your listings and help out every show. Aw, I love that. We have a good division too here. Like occasionally he'll pin something, but he does all the behind the scenes. He's gotten into sourcing with me lately, so he does help. He has been sourcing a lot. Mine can't handle your sleep schedule because I don't have one. Oh no. We are that husband and wife pretty much that like we go to bed at the same time. We wake up at the same time. That's us. Can you see the first before starting the second? Oh my gosh. The Bird Theory, do you have unfinished projects in your house too? I do a lot of DIY. Well, it's kind of slowed down in the last 6 months, but I do a lot of DIY. And I will be halfway through, like literally like tearing a wall down and rebuilding something else. And I'll be halfway through and get another idea. And to the point where my husband's like, my house is a construction zone. Go finish one thing first. You have 3 resale booths in the muscle. Nice. With 100 to 1 ideas. Yep. I'm with you. 3 rooms under construction. And I am with you. Yes. He had to get to the point where he's like, no more built-ins, no more building stuff in. Like if you want to change something, go buy some new art and change it on the walls. Like you got to quit. You got to slow down a little bit. But in my defense, you both love to source. That's great. Yeah, we do too. I went yesterday. Oh, I'm going to talk about that too. But in my defense, what are you pointing at, my love? I don't know what. Oh, my pictures. Yeah. So in my defense, we moved in a house 3 years ago.
Good morning, Crystal's Vintage Vibes.
Good morning. It was a standard, like not custom built, like just to build a great house. You know, we're in a little subdivision, and it was just kind of a standard house. So I've been going through room by room and redoing it one room at a time. I did build him a man cave though, so he cannot complain too much because I did build him a room for himself. He can help finish him faster. Exactly. If you got some help. We went to not an estate sale. We went to a antique store yesterday. First of all, we went to 2. The first one, oh my God, Southern Charm. They had a rule of no pictures in the store. I wanted to like video the whole thing and send it to you. It was a whole barn, legit barn. I mean, it was freezing, no heat, and it was all primitive, and it was just gorgeous. It was like if you love primitive, this was like a dream barn to walk into. And we got our sign, my She Shack sign I got from there. That's a little more kind of modern, but they had like really great, real primitive stuff. It was amazing. They were a little high priced, but we found 1 or 2 things as collectors that we would buy to keep for ourselves. Yes, I will absolutely take you there when you come up here. You would love it. Like both of us were like, oh my gosh, we want to send videos. We even got her, I'll send you her Facebook page because we even got her Facebook page and we asked her to put specific things on Facebook so you can see them. Like we were just like telling her all about like our friends on Whatnot. This was the store owner. So anyways, that was a cool antique store. But then we went to an antique like mall store. And these are the ones that got me thinking. The stuff was so overpriced that it was ridiculous. It was like eBay times 10. And it made me start thinking, you know, on Whatnot, we talk about it's all the experience and I talk about it being an experience too. And I'm not against the experience side of it, but you hear other people saying, oh, price is secondary. Price isn't the main thing. People come for the interaction. They come for the experience, but price plays into it. It 100% plays into it because you know what? I go to an antique mall for the experience. I love, how do they make money? Exactly. That's what I was wondering. I love the experience of wandering an antique store and taking my time and getting lost and just enjoying what I'm looking at and maybe finding a treasure or two. I love the experience of it. But if your prices are so high, it dampens my experience because I know I can't afford anything you're selling. And it's even not afford it, but I can't justify it. I can't feel good about spending that kind of money. We're talking Crocs that were like $400 or $500 that I know I can go to another antique mall and get for $50. It was those type of experiences. Good morning, Kiss My Glass. So it was just really weird. And now they had a beautiful setup. It was gorgeously like displayed and the cabinets were just right. And the vibe was good, but the prices were so high. And it made me start thinking about Whatnot. Do they have a coupon? I know they should have had a coupon. It would have made me feel better if I had a coupon code or something to use when I walked in. Absolutely. It was just, oh, I got to do another giveaway. I'm getting reminded I'm not doing them enough. Okay.
Thank you, Millie.
There was one other husband and wife. So we saw only one other husband and wife. Now you got to keep in mind, a store like that, that's super expensive, super high end, and their antiques, they had a few antiques that were definitely worth the hundreds of dollars they were asking. There are some things absolutely worth it. Would you say it's best to reserve those prices for online selling? I'm not sure if it's online or not. I think it's location and clientele. And that's what I was just about to get into. Because they had some pieces that 100% interior designers, maybe that's what it's geared towards, that were really worth the price that they were asking. But that may have been like 10% of what they sold. 90% was overpriced. Even my husband, who's just getting into sourcing, was walking around. He's like, this stuff's kind of high. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's really high. If that store was maybe in a downtown like Atlanta or Chicago or a very metropolitan area with more of a higher end clientele, that may have been really appropriate. But we live in Pennsylvania, in rural Pennsylvania. I don't even know how many people drive by that store. I've been here 3 years. We didn't know it even existed until a week ago. And I love to go to antique stores. Like I look for them. So it's not even something that's on a normal driven route. It's out in the middle of nowhere. So to have prices like that in the middle of nowhere is really weird. Maybe have a mix with mostly affordable pricing and just a couple. Yeah. Let's see, Grammy says, I owned and ran a flea market for 9 years. It was fun, but the customer is so important to meet. Exactly. Yes, Millie, Grammy, totally agree. Sorry, I'm reading Millicent's name and trying to reply to you. I wasn't reminding, I was remembering those stores at the mall that were always 40%. Oh yeah, I look, give me a good coupon any day. I said this in the last show. I understand the logic. I know that if you give me a 50% off coupon, you've probably marked the item up in your booth. And I'm totally okay with that. Because for some reason, that coupon makes me feel good, makes me feel like I saved money, and I will use it every single time, even if you mark the price up. If I can use that 50% off coupon and the final price is something that I'm okay with, I am down for it. Thank you. Because my sales have been, 8 Alpha, keep at it. It is hard. Let me tell you, I've been here for 2 years. I'm trying to break into the jewelry category. It's not just new people. Those of us who've been around for a while can have difficulty with sales too. I had a jewelry show the other week. I sold one item. That was it. And it was the item that I ran for $1, which normally if you run something for $1, your odds are pretty good that it's going to sell on Whatnot. No, I didn't sell any of my other jewelry. Whatnot does keep track of the coupons for you. Yes, they do. So, yeah, your sales are low. It happens. It is. Don't get discouraged. And it's hard not to. Trust me. After those shows, like I'll message Southern Charm or I Love Discounts and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? We got a raid. Boho Girl LLC.
Welcome in, Raiders. Glad you can join us on this business and tax discussion.
Thank you for the raid. When somebody raids us, we always do take a quick look at their profile as a way to say thank you for bringing your friends over. And for those of you who came over, my name is Tracy. This is Zoe's Treasures. This is a chat and sell. We've got a few items we're selling. There is a giveaway running right now for a CEO affirmation card. And let's take a quick look at your profile. Boho Girl LLC, vintage decor, vintage jewelry. Scroll on down. When is the next show? And can you click on shows? Thank you. There we go. Oh, trading cards. Oh, so more than just vintage. So trading cards too. Today at 7:07. And there's some crystals and gems. Speaking of rocks again, if any of you are interested in those items, now you know where you can go. Thank you so much for coming on over. All right, tax time hard for whatnot. You think tax time's hard for whatnot? Let's see, hold on, let me go back. Hello, JCPenney, remember when they tried to change their mark? Oh, I totally remember, completely flopped. Yes, I am with you on that one because I used to, JCPenney's was my store back in the day. That was the store, like when I first started out in the business world, I was making $22,000 a year. Now to some people that may sound like a lot of money, but I was making $22,000 a year and I had 3 kids and a husband who didn't work. It was not a lot of money, trust me. And this was down in Florida. And it was my like break into the professional business world where you had to wear the suit and the heels type business. And JCPenney's was my go-to. I just remember like I would get a pair of black slacks and I would probably wear them 3 times a week. And that was like the business clothes. That was the place to get them. That was the only place I can go to afford them. Eventually, when I finally got to the income level that I can like go to Talbot's and buy a pair of pants, I was so excited. 8 Alpha, you got that giveaway. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
But back to slow shows, or tax time. I don't think tax time's hard for whatnot. Worthington, yes, Crystals. It was a Worthington brand. I don't think tax time is hard for whatnot. I would think that people are getting tax refunds and shopping more because people tend to do that. A lot of people see their tax refund as just extra free money, something to shop with. Y'all, in case you didn't do the Tax 101 class, that was your money to begin with. And now you just got it back and you didn't even get any interest on it. Let's not let that happen. I said slacks the other day, and all the youngsters are like, slacks? Exactly. They don't even know what they are anymore. You worked for Ralph Lauren, I would be so jealous. That's cool. I have done the whole gamut of, when I was first in the professional world, I worked for a small nonprofit. I was a executive assistant is what my title was. It was more of a personal assistant. I did a little bit of everything in the bookkeeping. And I'll give you guys a little backstory. Good morning, the sassy vintage chick. A little backstory on how I got into accounting. This is riveting, y'all, riveting. Let me just tell you. So I interviewed. I needed a job. This was before I went to college. I had no college education. I basically graduated high school. When I graduated high school, I graduated two years late because I had a baby when I was 17, and I took a year off of school. Then I went back, graduated. So I tried to go to college, couldn't go at that time. Anyways, went and got a job because I had a kid to support, right? Did what you had to do. So I ended up applying for this job. Basically, I worked at Winn-Dixie headquarters. Those of you who live in the South know Winn-Dixie grocery stores. I worked at their headquarters. And I had a gentleman come in. They had me train him, and I'd been there about 2 or 3 years. I trained him, and then they made him my boss immediately because he had a college degree and I didn't. So that kind of was a kick in the butt. And I said, I'm going back to college. I started college when right after my 3rd child was born. He was 5 months old, and I was 30 years old when I started college full time. So I spent from the time I was 30 until the time I was 40. I did my bachelor's, my master's, and sat for the CPA exam. Anyways, during that time, after he got made my boss, I said, to heck with that, I'm getting another job. So I started interviewing. There was a job. I went and interviewed for this gentleman, and he's like, do you know how to do payroll? Me, being naive and stupid and thinking I knew more than I did, said, sure. I mean, I'm thinking, I get a paycheck. How hard could this be, right? It's that I could do anything mentality sometimes gets you in trouble. Yeah. Oh, how hard could that be? So I said, sure. I had no clue what I was doing. He hired me. Actually, he hired another girl. She didn't work out. And he did not hire me because I did not smile not once during the interview. And he said that. He said, I just thought you were a miserable person. Anyway, so I got it secondhand, got the job secondhand. She didn't work out. He called me, offered me the job. Within about 4 months, I completely screwed up all the payroll. I wasn't submitting payroll taxes because who knew you had to do that, right? Didn't submit any of the payroll taxes, wasn't doing things properly, and we were getting letters from the IRS. This gentleman was a lifesaver. Instead of firing me, men telling us this, yeah. Instead of firing me, he arranged for the CPA. At that time, the CPA wasn't doing payroll stuff. He was mainly doing like our payroll tax returns quarterly and doing the tax returns for the organization. He's like, I have arranged for you to go sit with our CPA once a week. You're going to go spend one afternoon a week over there until you learn what you're doing. And that was my beginning into the accounting world. I wouldn't have had, exactly, yeah. I mean, his name is Andy, and I will talk about him when I go and teach now. I talk about this story a lot. And anyways, that kind of piqued my interest. I'm like, I like this. And you know what? I have an aptitude. Like, I'm good at this. Once I learned what I was doing, I was good at it. And I really enjoyed it. I ended up going back to college, 30 years old. So shortly after that, I started college after my third kid was born, went to college, and became a CPA after that. So that was kind of my whole progression in a nutshell. However, that gentleman to this day is still one of my very closest friends. We still talk 30-something years later. Is it 20? Wait, almost 30 years later now. We still talk, we still stay in touch. And for many, many, many years after I didn't work for him and his organization, I still did all of his tax work, all of his personal bookkeeping. And that's where it is. Exactly. We teach each other. Bri Guy, congratulations. You got that giveaway.
Congratulations.
Let's start the very last giveaway of the morning. And so I do owe a lot of my accounting career to him. What happened to the one who became your boss? I have no idea because I left that company. That was at Winn-Dixie. I left. I never kept tabs. I have no idea what happened. I mean, the guy wasn't bad. The guy who became my boss wasn't bad. I was just PO'd that I trained him, and now he was telling me what to do. So maybe he felt it was his fault because he never gave up training. No, you didn't. Actually, yeah, maybe. It turned out good. What am I missing? And now you teach. Oh, thank you. I do try to teach now. It's something that I really enjoy. I know it's kind of geeky, but it's been my whole life. I mean, accounting ever since then has been what I've done. So,
So if you have any questions about taxes or accounting, please share them in the chat.
Yeah. And so then thank you so much. I appreciate it, Millicent. When I went to college, I didn't know, I knew it was going to be accounting. So I went for a basic business degree with a focus in accounting for my bachelor's. And then I went for the master's. So I had no intention of going for a master's degree, but I was living in Florida. And in order to get your CPA, to qualify, one of the qualifications to become a CPA is that you had to have 120 credit hours, something like that. They may have changed it since I passed the exams. But you had to have so many credit hours of master level classes. Well, by the time you take those many credit hours, it's like two or three classes short of getting a master's degree. So I'm like, well, that's stupid. If I'm going to take all these hours, I'm just going to get the dang degree. So I got a master's degree in taxation, accounting and taxation. I thought I was always going to go into tax. I thought that was my focus. I did tax for many years, ended up working at various CPA firms, did auditing. And now I am at a large global firm in the audit field, but I teach. I write and do trainings and get to travel around once a month and go and facilitate and set up conferences and do fun things like that. He probably quit after a year. Yeah, he probably did. Okay, we have another pre-bid. Let me go ahead and do this item here. This is another one I'm just going to hold up because it's easier. This is really cool, you guys. This is a glass plate, like a clear glass plate. And it has this adorable little girl on it. Let's move it this way, to the left, there we go. All right, has this adorable little girl on it. So it's a clear glass, but I'm pretty sure it was handmade. I mean, we've got this little 1975, like maybe like a, not paper mache, but what do they call that? I'm to try not hodgepodge, whatever this stuff is they put on the back. Anyways, it's adorable. Reverse painting, decoupage. Thank you. Decoupage was the word I was looking for. All right, we're going to go ahead and run it.
Thank you, Extending Grace.
Thank you. And it is 8 inches. It's in really great shape. There's no chips or cracks. You can see a little bit, a little wear around the edges, but I think it kind of adds to that antique vintage look to it. It's adorable. And 8 Alpha, thank you so much. That is going to you. Set it up there carefully.
You.
All right. Let's see. We've got that giveaway going for about a minute, almost 2 minutes here. So that is our last giveaway. Go ahead and get in that. And then we're probably going to go find somebody to raid. My aunt sold Princess House. Oh, I like Princess House. They taught them to watercolor etched plates and patterns for this. Oh, that's a good idea. That's nice. I bet they were pretty. I love Princess House. When I first started reselling, when I very first started reselling, I met a lady. I was doing like a little flea market booth thing. And I met a lady, thank you for your purchase from the bin, who wanted to sell me her whole collection of Princess House. And I kick myself to this day for not buying it. She had hundreds of pieces, but I was so new into reselling that I didn't see the value in it. And I looked up some of the Princess House pieces and I didn't think that they would sell very well. I sure wish I would have like followed through and just bought her out. But the things we look back, hindsight's 2020. I'm not sure if it's considered good now, but every time I've come across a piece of Princess House, it sells. I've never had an issue. It's never been an item that has sat on my shelf for a long time. So that's why I say I look back. Now I look at it, not everything's going to be that, money-making item. You're not going to get something you're going to make all this money off of it. But if I can get a big lot of something that sells consistently, even for a moderate price, I will take it. You have a bunch of your moms you've been thinking about, do it. See what happens. It's easy to spot. Thank you for your purchase from the bin. All right, one last question before we go. Let me get some of your guys' thoughts. So those of you may have came to our podcast last night. I Love Discounts, Green 13, and myself, we do a podcast every Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. It is like a Whatnot show, except that we could talk about everything under the sun, and we debate each other. We agree, we disagree. We answer questions. It is a live YouTube broadcast. Auntie Barbie got that giveaway. Thank you for being here. Congratulations. My question is,
congratulations.
If you had 3 sellers in front of you with different varying backgrounds, what would you want to know? What are topics that would interest you? Every week after the show, we stay on the phone with each other and we're like, okay, what are we going to talk about next week? We've come up with our own ideas. But I thought it would be cool. There it is up there. If you're not following us, go over to YouTube, follow us. Well, wait till I'm done. After we raid, then go follow. What would you like to hear about? What would you like to hear different points of view on? Is it how to manage inventory? How to run your show? Is there anything that you're kind of like, this intrigues me, I would like to hear different points of view on it, without having to go to 3 separate shows to get that information. You can get it all in one show. I'll let you think about that for a second. CA. What's CA? California? It's okay. Don't be sorry. I used to live in California. I'm sure that's not what you were referring to. I doubt we have any California people right now because it is 5 a.m. in the morning? No. Researching prices specific to your area always stumps me. Okay, so pricing. We can talk about pricing and how to price. Southern Charm, were you born in California? I didn't know that. Will you share where were you born? I grew up in that little Navy town, Inventory, okay? And I'm not writing this down because we can go back. I'll go back and look at our chat later. Huntington Beach, cool. You were born and raised there too? Sourcing other than flea markets and estate sales. Okay, so sourcing's a big one. Pricing, sourcing, inventory. These are all good ones. Great. Near Sacramento. Well, I grew up in Alameda. So Alameda is a little tiny island in the San Francisco Bay, but I lived in Lodi. So 8 Alpha, I lived in Lodi for 2 years when I was growing up. Little wine country, Lodi. I look out my bedroom window and there'd be nothing but vineyards across the street. It was nice, but it was I was in my teen years. I was like 15, 16. Very tiny little town for a teenager to be in. Good morning, every worker's passion.
Hello, Miss Leslie.
How do new sellers break into the clique of larger sellers who all seem to be friends, raid into each other and promote each other, etc.? You know what, Upstate Vintage, I may have a different opinion on this than I probably will have a different opinion than other people you talk to. Why would you want to break into the clique? If they're a clique, let them be a clique. Whatnot is like high school. Just know that coming in, there are groups of people that are going to be their group of people, and they're not going to be friends with you. They're going to be the cheerleaders sitting at a table and the jocks and the geeks. And I say the geeks in the nicest way because I am a geek. You are welcome. And you're going to have all your different groups. And if you keep doing you, be you, do you, your people will find you. You will develop your own set of friends. To a year from now, new people will be coming in and thinking, how do I break into their group? Upstate Vintage. I always wonder how they remember all those names. Yes, I remember. How did they do that too?
I have another suggestion too. My suggestion for Upstate Vintage is check Miss Leslie. She has this lovely chat show called Mindset Monday, and she's incredible.
There you go. We're gonna give a plug for A Reworker's Passion, which is Leslie, and that is a great show right there. Mindset Monday. That is later on today. Is a great show to go to. So you want to find your people. One, have your shows. They'll come and find you. Two, go to shows like our chat show, like A Reworker's Passions chat show, and talk. Don't just talk about yourself, but comment on the items that they have. Or if they're talking about a topic and they ask a question, put an answer in the chat. What's going to happen naturally and organically is people are going to see your name popping up in these chats, and you got to be sincere about it. You can't go just to like promote. You've got to go to talk about, you want to be involved in whatever conversation is happening. You want a seat at that table. So start to get involved in those conversations. Naturally, people will start to see your name pop up, and they'll be like, oh, they were in Zoe's Treasures chat. They were talking and commenting. I could have swore I just seen that name. Now they're over here in A Reworker's Passion, and they're going to click on your name, and they're going to say, oh, they sell this. I like this. I'm going to follow that person. And it happens. And then you start to be on more, you're selling, your people will find you. I Love Discounts and Southern Charm are two of my best friends on here. And I didn't know them from Adam. I had no clue who they were. And we just kind of gravitated to each other's shows, and or they were in mine or I was in there. And it just happened. And it kind of came together. Don't worry about breaking into their cliques. Now, you meet people, and then maybe I know CG Boomerang. The next thing you know, you're on one of her raid trains because now we're all hanging out together. It will happen. You got to give it time. I see a lot of yellow. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm just friendly in everyone's show, and friendships either develop or don't. It's just like real life. It is no different than real life. But I kind of actually find this a little bit easier because I'm such an introvert that this kind of behind the screen provides a little bit of safety. I like to hear a discussion category to sell in, stay in the main line or bounce around with. Okay, we'll add that to the list of things to talk about. I also saw somebody asking a good thing to talk about is knowing what to sell your item for, like what price, so that you're not losing money.
Upstate, you're not the only one.
Upstate, I think it's called Patience. There you go. Yes, Patience. Thank you. Trends with vintage items, do they exist, and should that influence what we source? Oh, I like that. I don't know if you're giving me an idea for our podcast or something to talk about right now, but I'm going to note that for our podcast because we are going to raid pretty soon. For those of you who don't know, I do work a 9 to 5, so I do have to go in just a little bit here. So do I just put every item at $9.21 and then after that the customer will get free shipping? No, I am going to answer this really quick. Miscellaneous mover. You set your shipping. You either do buyer pays all, and then up to 5 pounds, they pay $9.21. After 5 pounds, they'll pay incremental amounts depending on how you've set it up. So if you set up ground, it'll keep charging them incrementally based on the weight of the items that you put into your show. If you set it up for flat rate, $9.21 will cover them up to 70 pounds, and then it starts over for your customer. Or you could do reduced, where if you do $9.21, then you're paying everything over $9.21. Or you could do free, where you pay everything at all. I would not suggest reduced or free as a brand new seller. You need to wait and get a little base, have some shows, figure out what that is first. What I do suggest, because I'm not going to, shipping, we could talk for like the rest of the day on shipping. Start with, go to Whatnot, go look at all their shipping stuff. They actually have really good information. So watch their videos, listen to, read what they have to say, and then come back and ask more questions. But start there, and that's going to give you a good base and a good understanding for your shipping.
Yes, let me put that on the screen, Ms. Leslie. She brought up a good point.
Yes.
There is a Whatnot Sellers Summit happening in, I believe it's Austin, Texas.
Yes, Austin, Texas.
There's a show that she created right there. If you have any questions, she will be a speaker, and she's a great speaker. So follow those shows. I encourage you to listen to what she has to say. You're not going to be disappointed.
Absolutely. And if you guys are interested, if you're a seller and you're interested in going and hearing from some really great people and learning a bit more, it's $75 a ticket or 95. I think it's $75 a ticket. And then of course you have to pay for your own travel to get there. But it's a great, I'm sure it's going to be a great summit. And I said this last night on the show. I'll say it again. So when I saw the summit thing come out, now, first of all, I got to preface this with part of my job, my 9 to 5 is I plan conferences for hundreds of people. So I understand, I spend a year planning a conference. So I understand how long it takes and how far in advance these things are set up. However, when I saw the announcement, the email came out on the summit, I immediately reached out to Whatnot and said, I would love to come and be a speaker. I want to do an accounting tax type focus that I think it's wonderful that we have all of these great people coming to help teach you how to sell, how to run a show, how to do whatnot. But in order for all of these people to be, to have good businesses and stay in business and be successful and whatnot, they also need to know how the financial side of it. You can't do one without the other as a business. So it would help Whatnot for people to have some financial education for their business so that they could be more long lasting, and be successful on Whatnot. And so I offered, I'm like, look, if there's anything I want to come and teach, please, please, please let me come and teach. I begged without begging. But I spent a lot of time like making the letter just right. Of course, I got a reply, very quick reply from what I think was a human, not a bot, because it was written like a human. And, the reply was, sorry, not this time. We are full. We've been planning this for a while. Totally get that from what I do. I understand that. And I kind of have this whole secret desire that somebody will cancel, not for anything bad. I don't want anything bad to happen for somebody. And that Whatnot will call me and I can go teach at the summit. That's my whole little like hope and dream.
Scratch Chaos. The Scratch Chaos, I'm going to put it on the screen for you.
So that's kind of my little dream that I get to go and teach, maybe not at this one, but maybe at another summit someday. Oh, Scatter, thank you so much. What city was that summit in? Is that Dallas or Houston? Where were they having? Austin, Texas. I'm glad you ran into me too. Thank you for being here.
Right, head and soul. That's very on point.
Man, I'm hoping so. You know what? If not this year, there's always going to be other summits, and I am just doing what I can to get on Whatnot's radar. I want to like be able to, I don't know, have the backing of Whatnot, or just kind of have a little more legitimacy than me just telling people come see me.
That would be so funny, Auntie Barbie. We'll just pop up a booth on the entrance.
I could. I'll just go outside and be like, hey, everybody, check me out. The voice is my husband. Will you come on screen so people can see you?
Okay. It's a little early, but here we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy
That's
Monday.
the love of my life right there. Thank you, Millicent. I appreciate that. Thank you. So you're the seller who has the awesome video, and thank you pop up after you make a sale. Yes, we are. That is us. That is my husband. I mean, we are Zoe's Treasures. I am the brains. He's the muscle. Not really. He's the brains. He knows all the techie stuff. I can barely work my own remote control.
The awesome video.
It's the group podcast YouTube channel. Again, throw up the YouTube, the reselling roundtable.
All right. Give me a
So
minute.
8 Alpha, this is what 8 Alpha is asking about. This is our YouTube that we collaborate with I Love Discounts, which is Tony and Lysandra, and Green 13, who happens to be Jeremy. And we collaborate together to bring you a YouTube. He is not Filipino. He is Hispanic.
No, I'm not. Filipino, that is.
All right. With that, we're going to go. We have a pre-bid. Let me do this pre-bid really quick because I don't want to miss it. Sorry, you guys. Let's run this. It popped up and I'm just chit-chatting away. And speaking of Hispanic, this Talavera mug right here, we actually purchased this in Mexico ourselves. This isn't something that like we just went to the local store or the Goodwill. I have a few of these. There's another one in the bin if you're interested in buying two. But we purchased this in, where did we get this one? Coatepec?
Yes, that's produced in a town called Puebla. Well, it's a city.
So last Christmas before last, Christmas of 24.
Good morning, Tenacity.
Good morning, Tenacity. We spent 3 weeks. We frequently go down to Mexico to visit my husband's family, but we spent 3 weeks and we drove all the way across Mexico. So we did a road trip, 3 weeks, 2 weeks on the road, actually, across Mexico from one end to the other. And we stopped in all these little towns, and I sourced and brought back all kinds of stuff. This was one of the very few things that I have left. I actually bought this for our house, but we don't have enough room in our cabinet for all the mugs we have. So now it's going to be somebody else's. But it is a Talavera mug. It is lead-free, totally safe to drink from. And it is authentic from Mexico because I bought it there. And it is running right now. It is a really pretty run.
My dad has a toilet that is
Yes.
Talavera, and she wanted to bring one back.
He does. It's a toilet that looks like this. It's gorgeous. Previously mentioned, thank you so much. That is heading to you.
Thank you.
Imagine that. Imagine sitting on a toilet that looks like that mug. The whole toilet, the back, the lid that goes on top, the bowl, like the seat, the whole thing is Talavera. I flipped out. I'm like, I want a Talavera toilet. Like, nobody has those here. It would be so unique. I don't know if that would be a good or a bad selling point eventually. Princess Doo-Doo. Exactly. I felt pretty fancy when I was sitting on that Talavera toilet. I did, let me tell you. Yes, south of Mexico. All right, you guys, thank you for being here this morning. I'll be back on Wednesday. Coming up tomorrow night is the Big Kahuna's Raid Train. Wednesday morning, I'll be here. Wednesday night is the New Seller Surge. Thursday, really quick, Coastal Peacock Co. has asked me to be on his show. I am very honored. It is watering the seeds show. So I'm going to be co-hosted on there. We're going to talk about like accounting, tax stuff, and that's it. We got a ton of shows, so check them out. We'll see y'all soon.
Have a great day, guys.
Let's go see. I don't know who's on. We're going to go see this person, Squirrely. I don't know who Squirrely is. Let's go make a new friend.